What's up, people? Welcome to the channel. Posting this video special for episode 67 and explaining a bit of kind of why I'm going to post it. I had planned a chat with Buck Martinez and was able to have it this morning. And one of the things I've learned about podcasting in my new venture here and the one-man banding that it requires is that you're at the mercy a lot of times of the Wi-Fi, like we all are. And especially in knowing this, being on the other side, being on the road for so many years covering baseball and basketball, that you're at the mercy sometimes of the Wi-Fi of the hotel. And Buck being on the road in Tampa, apparently much like the greatness of the Trop was the greatness of the Wi-Fi in the hotel. And a lot of his audio is choppy. Normally in a situation like that, I wouldn't post it. I'm going to post it. And I want to explain why. Because I want people to even see the important part of what that conversation was for me, which is the fact that he's vibrant and he's healthy. I've known Buck Martinez and been friends with him for about 13 years. When I met Buck, we first worked together in the World Series in 2009. And I didn't know him at all. I was a huge fan of his, admired him, respected him. And we first kind of clicked and hit it off because he's got a son named Casey. And we started to chat as we were covering that World Series. And, you know, he didn't know anything about me. He was always so kind to me even then. And he gave me one of the greatest, tips of advice and kind of pushes. When you're early, and I started in 2004 in this business, you're early in your career. At that point, I'd only been with SiriusXM for a few months. I wasn't even supposed to do that World Series. It was a last-second thing, and part of it because I was in New York. There are certain things that happen when, you know, people that you really respect give you like a nudge that mean a lot, and still, this many years later, does to me. He pulled me over after he had just interviewed Hideki Matsui down on the field through a translator who had just won the MVP. And I was doing it from upstairs at the time. And he came back upstairs after the post-game show was over, and we were walking to go head towards the subway to head back to Manhattan where we were staying. And he pulled me aside, and he told me that it was a pleasure to work with me. And he said that he had one piece of advice that I never forgot. He said, if you continue to prepare the way you're preparing, you will get wherever you want to get to. And even now I get emotional because of you know, our friendship and what he's been through, but that meant a ton to me. And I never forgot it. And it's such an important lesson because, you know, sometimes paralysis by analysis, if you prepare kind of too hard for something. But one of the things that breeds confidence in this business or any business, or I tell people when they do public speaking, it's like when you go in front of a classroom, you know, one of the reasons why you hate doing it when you're 12, 13 years old is they're asking you. I remember doing a piece on Ferdinand Magellan, and I was freaking out. I think it was in junior high school. What the hell do I know? I had studied in all of that, but I don't know any of that. But I always say to people, imagine if you were brought up in front of the class and asked to talk about your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother or your dog. Imagine how much easier that would be because you're comfortable with the topic and knowledgeable, because in those cases you've been preparing every day, you have those relationships, and preparation is so important. And it was such an important lesson and kind of a nudge to keep going from him in that spot that I wanted to post it just to show his health and his vibrance and his nature. So, you know, there's some good nuggets there. You want to fight through it, you can. If you don't, I would understand. And normally I wouldn't post it, but I wanted to explain why I wanted to do that because, you know, I've been catching up with him throughout this process, but I wanted to show people that, you know, his positivity and his attitude and his energy, you know, are why he's going to beat this thing and why he was able to, you know, battle this round of cancer and come back and be part of his broadcast team with Toronto. And he's just, I'm a huge fan of his as a human being. And, you know, for that I wanted to post, but I wanted to explain that here along with episode 67. I'm not going to put it up on the pod because of the audio, but the next episode that I do will be episode 68. I'm going to keep it at 67 because, yeah, it's meaningful to have a conversation with that dude anytime that I can. Talk soon.